Welcome to Mental Health with Gardening and Nature with Gabriella. This is an impromptu session, and I just came down to my little garden to check it out, a new section that I started, and also wanted to see how my internet connection is doing. So I just want to say, starting, that I would not be able to do what I do. Hi, Katrine. Thank you for joining. Without my garden and without nature around me. I'm very fortunate to live in a forest area, and we have many berries and fruit trees and vegetables that we are planting. And this year, I especially felt with the prices going up everywhere that I want to expand my little garden, and it just makes me feel really good to plant. And I think I probably planted thousands of seeds this year because I had a lot of seeds left over from last year. But it just makes me feel good to plant things and watch them grow and then freshly pick from the garden. I know that many people do not have that luxury, but even if you just have a little patio or something. Hi, Karima. Thank you so much for joining. It's really great to plant some seeds and have some herbs, even if it's like on a windowsill. It makes me feel really good inside. And there's a lot of turmoil in the world, and there's a lot of turmoil in my own personal life that I cannot control. But I can control small things like planting a seed and watch things grow. And that is my mental health therapy right now, to plant things. And I have planted literally thousands of seeds and a lot of plants, and I'm transplanting them and watching them grow and plant separate for even the chickens. Started to create a section last year that I can show you guys how we are doing this year. So even when they are in their chicken coop, which I'm in a section of it now, which is one of my new little garden areas, that so they can pick fresh greens even when they are locked in at night or before I let them out early in the morning, or if we go somewhere and we cannot let them out, because we can only let them out when we are here, because of coyotes and bobcats and other things. We don't want to let the chickens out when we are not here. But yes, Catherine, I agree that the plants continue to thrive. So let me show you guys what I done. And then if you have any questions or any comments about how you think mental health and gardening and nature support each other, I welcome that as well. So I'm going to turn the camera around a little bit and show you guys the new garden section that I did and a little bit around this garden area. So let me turn this around. So I created some baskets that have strawberries in it, but I also planted in cucumber seeds. So we'll see how they like each other. I found a few years ago that when you companion plant seeds, then they do better. And this is another strawberry basket with cucumber seeds, and other little things start to grow in there as well. This other section here, this is where the chickens are. And as you see, I planted different plants for them to pick on. And I just added a few more areas here where I'm going to plant some of the seeds that I'm growing in here currently. This is one of them. This is a mix of different type of herbs and parsley and kale. And as they grow, I'm going to plant it out and separate them for the chickens. So this is my new bed. It took a lot of work to plant this, and some things are already growing and some are still planning to come out. So this year I had some volunteer grapes that were growing in another pot, and I planted them out, and they are tiny leaves. So I don't know what kind of grapes they are, but we'll find out. And some of the herbs are already coming up. This is called lashtyan in Hungarian, and I am blanking the English name right now. There's a tiny radish plant. This area, there's another little plant coming up here. I just planted like about a week ago, so it takes a little things to come up. And I have mixed, as I just put here. This is the mixed that I have from my own seeds. So this jar is mixed seeds planting because, as I said, I'm companion planting because I found out that the plants do better when I companion plant. So I have kale, dill, um, parsley, and radishes, and there was one more thing, celery, and cilantro, and different things together. And that seems to help. And I have some little squash plants here that the seeds I brought from Hungary, and I planted them in a separate place and just put them in the bed a few days ago. These guys coming up from parsley seeds and my herbal mix, and tomatoes and little peppers coming up from seeds that I saved last year from heirloom tomatoes, and also some of them is from my friends Gabi and her mom from Romania and Hungary. And these are parsley roots that coming up. So I don't know if you guys know, but there's different things between regular parsley. Regular parsley, you just use the greens, but this, you actually use the parsley roots as well. And I grew up in that in Hungary. And I love it in soups in different places. And there's a chicken. This is Annie Cooper. And behind her, you see I planted some mint in that box. So what happens, it's going to grow out. This is a black elderberry here. And there's some more herbs in this pot right here. So I'm going to turn it back around. So this is my new little garden, which I'm very excited about it. And it also forces me to come outside more. I like to be outside, but sometimes when, especially if we don't feel really well, feel a little down, which happens to me right now, as many of you know, but those who don't, I had an injury where I hit my head, and then I also broke my ankle. So I had surgery, and I'm still going to therapy, recovering from the ankle surgery. But I was forced to leave my job. So because of that, nature has been helping me a lot to heal. Hi, Paul. Thank you so much for joining. I was just showing off my little new garden and talking about how mental health can be helped with coming out and doing gardening. And yeah, I can turn around quickly and just show you from the outside as I come out. This is my new garden bed. And I added some planters. And here is the chicken coop. And I have greens in here, rotating greens, and also greens that I planted in for the chickens. So, and some things start to come up because I really want them to be able to be as healthy as possible. Yeah, Katrine, it's really interesting because my plants were kind of struggling before, so they didn't do as well alone. Just like us human in society, we do much better if we are together, right? And we support each other. So I found out that if I don't just plant in a row, like even though it seems like some things are here in a row, but they are mixed in with other things. So I'm using my mixed seeds, and I also planted parsnips in here. I using my mixed seeds, and everything seems so much better when I companion plant. And I think that's the same true for humanity too. Thank you so much, Jack, for joining. When we support each other, we do better. So, but as I was just starting to saying, so I'm kind of like, I had some injuries and I'm between jobs, and life has been tough, and especially financial things been really tough. So this is my outlet to come out to the forest and plant plants and watch them grow. And it makes me feel better. It makes me feel more connected to nature. Those of you who know me know that I'm outside in nature a lot anyway, but this forces me to come outside more when I plant, and the little seeds need nurturing just like us humans do. So they need watering, they need transplanting as they get bigger. I need to come out and pick the slugs and the snails. So They don't eat my tiny little plants, which unfortunately some they eat. But if I come out every morning and pick them out and make fake beer traps, then, that's helpful. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, it helps. I think it would be really difficult without it. I do feel that when I come out to nature and I can see, a beautiful, beautiful kiwi vine like this one, and I can touch it and um, talk to the vine and support it, and we trim it, and I have my red currants and other different berries and different trees that a lot of trees I planted. One of the things that, if anybody watched the nature videos last year with Gabriella Tatar, which we created a book out of it, Nature Walks Across Continents. There's a tree like right in front of me that I rescued from the side of the road that would have been cut down. It was tiny, like tiny. And now in 10 years, it's 3 times as tall as me. So if I turn around, you guys can see that evergreen tree. It's like, it might be a little hard to see from the forest, but it makes me feel so wonderful that I have planted this tree. And there's like 3 that I can see behind it that are about twice as tall as me. But when I look at them, I feel like I planted this, I rescued this tree, and then I come out and now it's part of the forest, and it's also holding the hill, because there's a hill going down here to a place where there's a natural little um, creek going, where the water is, creating an overflow in the winter. So I also have one of my kitty cats hanging out here with us. To me, it is very important to be able to come out in nature and have this outlet, as you were saying, Catherine, because life is tough. Prices going up, not having a job, having to force, to really think about what I buy in the store and how I live my life, and simplifying as much as possible. But it's difficult in some areas, and financial insecurity is difficult. And also, finding your place in the world when the world is chaotic. And as we get older, feeling maybe a little unwanted in the world, right? Because although I have a lot of experience, some employers might not want to hire me because I have too much experience, because I have too many degrees and I cost more. I wish I could tell them I don't. But entry employees cost less than people who have experience. And it's kind of a way feeling not respecting your elders, not like I'm an elder, but I'm heading that way. I'm over 50 and I never been in a situation before like this when it's so difficult to find a job. I am still healing from my ankle, but I can walk more and I could do certain things and I could do things online and help a lot of people. Yet, it's all the resumes I'm sent out, I have no responses. I don't know if it's part of AI, part of the age, part of combination, or it might just not be time yet. But that's affecting my mental health, and I know that. So I think it's important for all of us to try to find something that helps to support our mental health. And for me, it is gardening. It is spending time with animals. And I have a kitty cat right here who just came to visit us. This is Kisa. She likes to hang out when I come out. And there are the chickens. And one of the chickens is right here. I can show you guys. This is Jackie Cooper. They are called Coopers because they live in the coop. And also, accidentally stopped the video. Here are one of my favorite things in the world. These are currants. And the little mini currants are starting to come up. They are green. right now, if you guys can see. It's telling me my internet connection is unstable. So hopefully you guys can still see. But these were also tiny little plants at some point. And then planting them and watching them each year to grow has been wonderful. And there is a gummy berry bush, which gummy berry is really have wonderful antioxidant properties. And here is our kiwi orchard. And there's a little place where we can sit below them. And there's Kisa cat. I'll turn that back around. So for me to coming out and spend time in nature with gardening, touching a fern, touching a tree, it is really, really my outlet because there's a lot of sadness, you know. And Catherine says, I'm an elder at 80 and did have to retire when my eyes started to getting bad, but one day at a time I find joy. Oh yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, it's I'm glad that you are able to find joy, and that's what I'm trying to do is every day, if it's spending time with animals, if it's coming outside and planting my garden and spending time in a forest, I find joy wherever I can. And in writing, of course, I love writing and reading other people's writing and publishing. And I have written many books, and that's also a wonderful outlet. But I feel really grounded when I'm able to come out to nature and spend time in nature. And that is just feels, I think it allows me to feel a connection, which I'm very grateful for. And thank you for everybody who joined this impromptu mental health discussion and looking at my garden and the forest around me. And I really appreciate all of you who made comments and sharing hearts and all of those things. For me, I think it is important to have something in my life that is positive and brings me joy, as you said, Katrine. So for me, it's gardening and nature and the animals, and of course, family and friends and writing. But sometimes when there's an inner turmoil, it is so wonderful just to come and focus on a plant and focus on something simple in life. And nature is simple and beautiful and always giving instead of taking away, which unfortunately many times people in society take away, except the people who are here and support each other and connect with each other, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much for Catherine for being so kind and for all of you who joined. I'm really glad I found you, Catherine, too, and I'm looking forward to see your work and supporting each other, as well as with all the other people who joined, Jack, Paul, Garima. I appreciate you guys really much. And Garima is one of my editors in dancingelephantspress publication, which I really appreciate her help and support. And if you guys have a chance, check out my other work at on Substack and Medium and globally. And I appreciate all of you. I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'm going to go to a writings meeting. Until next time, Gabriella signing off. May your day be joyful, beautiful, as always. And interestingly, I don't see an end button. So we'll see how I can stop this. It might take me a second, but yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful day. Love you guys. Spread joy and love in this globe. Until I see you guys next time, have a great time. Have a beautiful day. Interesting.